Hey there, good morning. Day 4 with Quarantine with Maureen. Cheers. I yesterday had a great time interviewing two friends of mine, Allison Martin and Jean Trebek, who came on Happy Hour, which is a Friday afternoon Zoom gathering that we do, and you're all invited to it. It's called the Artist Zen Happy Hour, and it's a way to remind each of us that we are creators, created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. And for me, when it came to any time that I felt jagged or janky, or some time in my life where I felt bitch smacked, I went whole hog into my own creativity. Like when my former husband left me, I started doing play after play, theater after theater after theater, and it was so very helpful to work out my wonders and riddles and wreckage on the stage. And when my son came out as transgender, I ended up writing a one-person show because I needed to kind of digest what this meant for me. And so I just have found so much solace and so much healing in creativity. And so I have created this happy hour for the creative. So and we're all creative. Like if you're a poet, or if you're a singer, or a dancer, or a cook, somebody who cooks, or just even creating a bit of silence for yourself, a bit of sanctuary for yourself. There's so many ways that we can create, and we're here to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. Do not forget this. So what are you creating today? What are you co-creating with your divine? Sometimes we get to the cusp of creativity, which means vulnerability because it means visibility. And we go, oh, I'm not here to do that. Let somebody else do that. I don't want to be seen or heard or shared. And so then we fall back into opinionating and regurgitation. We place opinions on what everyone else is doing. That can keep a person busy. That can keep a person busy doing nothing, number one. Or we just regurgitate the same thing. We repeat and repeat and repeat the same thing over and over and over. And it can be, and it's probably why so many people in the world say, I feel stuck. Because they get to the cusp of creativity, and instead of stepping forward, which is a very brave thing to do, they fall back. So, what does it take for somebody to step forward? What do we get, ladies and gentlemen? Trust. Trust. It's going to take trust. You ever do a trust fall? Yeah, they're kind of, you have to be brave. Yesterday I was speaking to my two friends, and one of them, we were remembering this time where my friend was in a class with my husband, and part of the class was one person was blindfolded and the other person was in charge of guiding them around this territory, and it was about building trust. And I suppose it was also about building your awareness of all your other senses. And sometimes it feels like that's how we are with God. God's like, you are on a need-to-know basis. You just have to trust me. Sit in the back seat. I'm going to get you where you need to be. You don't have to give me a map. You don't have to tell me where to go. I'm going to take you to great places, but it does require trust. So today's characteristic of a teacher of God is trust. And this is what the book says about trust. This is the foundation on which their ability to fulfill their function rests. Trust. Supposedly it's the foundation. It's a foundational part of your walk to God. Perception is the result of learning. In fact, perception is learning because cause and effect are never separated. The teachers of God have trust in the world because they have learned it is not governed by the laws the world made up. It is governed by a power that is in them but not of them. It is this power that keeps all things safe. It is through this power that the teachers of God look on a forgiven world. So do you feel safe? If you don't feel safe, then you might want to have a conversation with the divine and say, help me to feel safe in your embrace. Even as the world seems to be falling apart and swirling and shifting, Like, help me to feel safe. It goes on to say, when this power has once been experienced, it is impossible to trust one's own petty strength again. Who would attempt to fly with the teeny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him? I love that line. And who would place his faith in the shabby offerings of the ego when the gifts of God are led before him? What is it that induces them to make this shift? What is it that induces us to make this shift from trying to fly by ourselves with the teeny wings of a sparrow and going for the mighty wings of an eagle? Well, trust. So today we get to contemplate trust. Where am I in trust? Where do I feel like a trust fund child of God? Where don't I trust? Where am I in suspicion? Where am I in fear? Where am I in control? Where am I in judgment? And gently forgive all of those places that we have sought to defend ourselves against God's audaciousness and God's love for us, and move forward in a greater degree of trust. I trust you can handle it.